JMU has always been on the cusp of qualifying for fall, and it's definitely not a team you can afford to sleep on if you're a CGM, that's for sure.
I think there's a lot on the line here for James Madison. Going into game number 1 against CGM, let's see if they can make that statement, make that name for themselves.
But it will start with a chance for CJ, back wall, and kicked a little bit off the mark, just off the bar, and Jay Kraft to delay the push from the Lynx. And Mr. Slothman back towards the orange net. Plenty of orange, early pressure on orange, excuse me. Jay Kraft one more time, and off to the side.
Yeah, JMU, immediate pressure coming out. And for the other side here, you see Hero Darkness going up, but you saw Shilon off the back wall as well. So indecision coming off the back wall. Not sure who's going to go first or who's got the ball.
Welcome clear for CGM. Shilion as well with a nice demo, but Jay Kraft on top of it to close the gap. Slothman out to space, one more, give and go, and just a little bit too far forward. Shilion steals it away. The Lynx battling for possession in the midfield. CJ definitely going to be the first one there. And a free ball here for Cegep Edouard Montpetit. Kromsky stolen away, Jay Kraft again. JMU having a battle for possession a little bit in the midfield line, but they're always so fast to close that space and try not to allow him past the midfield line. A missed touch. Shilion has a chance to put it away in the top corner. Help from Kromsky not there, and Hero Darkness gets it tapped over his head. JMU breakout.
Yeah, this is dangerous now for Edouard Montpetit as James Madison able to put on some pressure. All 3 of them, though, able to get back in time, but JMU trying to find the back wall here, not able to, and that's a welcome clear. Back to the JMU side.
Jay Kraft definitely wanted that midfield boost, but he decided to put that ball into space. CJ definitely not expecting nobody to come up with a touch there. Mr. Slothman first one to it. And a free ball for Kromsky here. And giving it away to Jay Kraft. Again, controlling those free balls is such a valuable skill to have. And we would really like to see Edouard Montpetit capitalize, but this is not how I thought it would go. Hero Darkness slides one in from the corner.
Yeah, and I didn't like Siege coming off the back wall backwards into that play. He kind of was spelling his own doom there from Darkness coming in. The ball played across was just lazy defense from JMU, not respecting the shot coming across or even a pass, and then Montpetit on the board first.
A little bit of English on that one. Once I saw it come off the pitch, I was like, all right, if someone follows up, that's going to be a pretty straightforward goal. No, it's just going to slide in on its own. I'm pretty sure even Hero Darkness was like, all right, I guess, sure, why not?
So once more, JMU, they started off strong, plenty of pressure, but just past halftime, they find themselves down 1 and having to battle a little bit for possession here. As Hero Darkness on top of things in the midfield, and now you're really already starting to see, we're not even halfway through game 1, and Edouard Montpetit already know they were getting a little bit outpaced at the start of the game, and they've already picked it up. It bodes well for them so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that first goal really kind of put some life under him here as Edouard Montpetit able to kind of keep JMU now towards the midfield instead of just trying to defend off their back wall as they started off the game.
There was a nice bump on the orange line, and Shilion diving across, solid save. Missed the touch though, and Jay Kraft will make him wait a few seconds to get back on the pitch. And Hero Darkness needed a little bit of help to keep that ball going. It comes in the form of Shilion a few seconds later. Kromsky towards the net, and they wanted the demo, and Jay Kraft out of the corner steals one away as well off the nose of Shilion. He's going to need some help to put this one in the back, and he almost got the pass back to the top of the box. CJ figuring out what to do with it, pass away, but nobody home, and the Dukes turned away on a transition.
And now it's Edouard Montpetit's turn on the transition here as the demo comes out on Jay Kraft, but a clear comes out for the Dukes, able to clear that one away. And looking for a clear now is Kromsky past 1. That's a great touchdown from Jay Kraft, but no shot came down from Slothman, and maybe possibly a pass as well, but no player from JMU there. And here comes Hero Darkness now, looking off the back wall, looking for a follow-up. It's a free ball. 2 defenders there come down on top of it from JMU.
Oh, Shilion. Definitely think he wanted to catch that ball and get a dribble started as Kromsky's just done, but Jay Kraft right on it. Mr. Slothman wants the top left, and no help in sight. They won't be able to convert. So close, and the final seconds beginning to tick down as they've only got around half a minute remaining. And Slothman will take away the boost first. Pass to the middle, and Hero Darkness doesn't panic. Beautiful touch off the wheels and into the corner to safety. And they want the back post, and Mr. Slothman denies.
JMU times a ticket here. That last chance was one of their best ones they had, but
Oh,
couple demos come out here. Now 20 seconds left on the clock.
They catch him?
It's going to go in for J-Craft, and all of a sudden, JMU able to tie up the game.
that demo throws him for a big loop as well. Hero Darkness, I think, got clipped by Mr. Slothman a little bit there. Either, or he just took his eyes off the ball and went for that boost and just didn't realize that J-Craft put that one right on target.
Said my name is Mr. Slothman. Saves the goal, stops 2-0 from happening, brings it to the other side, gets a solid shot, gets the demo and the bump. We're on the verge of talking about overtime off of some incredible play.
Well, Kromsky almost just denied overtime. Shilion, actually, that's a tough ball, and it just does not take a favorable bounce for Edouard Montpetit, and Mr. Slothman chucks it away, gains some space, and I imagine JMU satisfied with an OT here.
Absolutely. Scoring a late game goal there helps him out a lot. Now, Edouard Montpetit's turn to respond back.
So Shilion has some space to work with. Nice cut left, and he's back to the right, and he's through two people. Follow through from Kromsky, wants the ground pinch, and almost got the block into the net. A nice individual effort out of the midfield from Shilion. However, JMU able to rally, and they will push it back down under the orange half. Ball out of the orange corner for Kromsky. CJ waiting for it, and that will be one man caught off the line, and JMU will take game one 28 seconds in.
Yeah, that last defender there, I believe it's Hero Darkness kind of getting sucked into that clear there. Thought Kromsky was going to put it out a little bit farther, and CJ read it all the way through. A light clear lands right in his lap, and he's able to put it away with that last defender putting up, and James Madison able to take game number one.
A lot to be said about forward momentum over the course of that game. We saw CGM after they came in with the first goal. They looked like an entirely re-energized team, and I was worried a little bit for James Madison because it's like once you give away that goal and you do deal with a team that's like, okay, like, all right, we're awake now. We got this goal. We found a way to get the goal on the board. We can keep this momentum going. How does James Madison respond? And apparently it's just, you know, setting up demos, making things happen off transition, getting back to playing textbook Rocket League. Heads up play from them. I like it.
I think we were kind of agreeing as we were talking about that game. JMU looked very, very strong in that first half, but then when that first goal went in for the Lynx, all of a sudden
speed picked up.
Everything changed, and it seemed like JMU could never get the wind back behind their wings until the last 20 seconds or so, where they finally put one away.
Yeah, actually, both goals for JMU came off the back of having the net be left completely open. So if Edouard Montpetit fixed that, I don't see any reason they can't win game two.
We're about to find out. Kromsky leads the ball over towards the pitch. No early goal here just yet. Siege is like, no thanks. We're going to go ahead and clear that.
So James Madison trying to find something off the back wall. To go for Edouard Montpetit here. Hero Darkness able to put that one away. That's a good cut by Slothman. It's just Kromsky back. You can see Hero Darkness trying to get back as well. He's got options in the mid, but Hero Darkness able to put that one down. Siege. Light shot comes out in the clear from the Lynx.
A nice delay from J-Craft. Shilion right on it, though, and Mr. Slothman will have to repeat the feat. A poor challenge there for Edouard Montpetit, and that will indeed be capitalized on. Mr. Slothman tips the cap to Siege. Thank you very much, good sir. Wonderful challenge.
Yeah, and the ball actually comes off of Hero Darkness here, but it's a great read by Slothman, and nobody else from the Lynx able to get up and block that shot. A free shot, really, for JMU as it goes into the back of the net in the first 45 seconds.
It's Mr. Slothman. Being able to read the ball off the side there, it just felt like Cegep are waiting for the next thing to happen. It just so turns out that it's Mr. Slothman spiking the ball.
Another strong start for JMU, but this time they're able to convert off of early pressure in game two. So we'll see if they can keep things going. Kromsky tries to open the door on the net. Shilon towards the back of the goal, and that will be bouncing around in front of the middle of the blue net. And the Dukes a chance to clear. Kromsky denies that out of the midfield. A solid follow-up touch as well. And Edouard Montpetit really trying to stretch things a little bit. Some risky challenges, but they are paying off currently. However, they do eventually have to yield a little bit of ground and some space for JMU back the other way. Back wall, they're going to need help. J-Craft doesn't have any boost, and he's just a little late to the party. And Edouard Montpetit escaped.
Well, everyone's late to the party on that one. Nobody from the Dukes up to put that one away after two great plays come through on the midfield, and Edouard Montpetit just are able to take advantage of JMU simply being slow to the ball there.
Mr. Slothman wanted to start a dribble there, and J-Craft in a tough spot. Nice job going and getting this one off the back wall. Unfortunately, he's met with his teammate Siege as well. Shylon needs one for Kromsky. He's up there. He's gone off the back wall again for Hero Darkness and just not able to convert the chance with a Lynx. And you thought that might have been it. That first shot from Kromsky just got a little bit too far under it. And a great equalizing chance gone awry.
Yeah, a few shots there that, sorry, a few passes coming off the back wall that really could have been shots for the Lynx, but they never came through. And you can only send it so many times off the back wall before you don't have a third man in rotation. It was so quick for them that JMU just had to wait for it to come down.
Ooh, Kromsky. Nice flick from the midfield line around 2 defenders. Siege and Slothman just a little bit sluggish to go and pick that one up, and no chance.
Yeah, you saw Slothman whip around for the challenge, but Siege was still backwards. So when his first defender got beat, he was doomed at the point where the ball was over his head and he couldn't get up in time. And they give up a pretty weak goal there. One player flicking it over the top of him is not what you want. And Edouard Montpetit able to equalize.
Well, it took him a few moments to get the equalizer, a few minutes, but Edouard Montpetit find one on the back of the scoreboard. J-Craft back wall. Follow-up touch denied by Kromsky. Siege to the middle and Hero Darkness to clear. Mr. Slothman trying to delay the push from the Lynx as Siege has another opportunity. J-Craft has pre-jumped. He won't need it. Siege beats everybody, and Mr. Slothman credited the assist with a pass to the sidewall.
J-Craft doing his best Apex Season 1 CRL impression there, just pre-jumping for no good reason there, but Siege has a great play off the sidewall, and Edouard Montpetit just did not respect him coming off there. The shot comes through, and nobody's able to block it. JMU take the lead once again.
Nice kickoff for the Dukes as this one's down. Mr. Slothman is trying not to hit it. He sees J-Craft coming, starts rotating the car backward. Kickoff gone well for the Dukes, make it 3-1.
Yeah, that's a great touch there by Slothman, and Hero Darkness just could not read the play properly. A little breakdown in communication, a missed touch there, and JMU able to capitalize.
Ever since that very first goal in the overall series, the speed of this series has just continued to increase. James Madison showing that they know how to take it to another gear. Can CGM keep up?
Well, it took them a few minutes to find an equalizer for one goal, and they're going to need to get some pressure fairly quickly here as it comes in the form of Kromsky. J-Craft not in the best position. Shylon trying to keep the play going. Mr. Slothman just got bumped into a free clear, and that is just everything gone awry for the Lynx right there.
Well, here they come off the back wall. Hero Darkness can't get up there, and Mr. Slothman, a fantastic clear. You see the passing coming through for the Dukes. Now Siege trying to beat and go under Kromsky, but eventually cleared away. Slothman bounces off the ball at the side wall there. Another clear comes out, and with less than a minute left, it's up for Edouard Montpetit to make the save. Kromsky there to turn it away.
Needs to find a clear here as well. Doesn't have the boost, tries to keep it close to the corner. Well done by him. But the Duke's not quite done as the soft loft to the back post will be off the mark. Siege to continue the push, deny the corner boost as well. And that is going to leave the Lynx just hurting for boost in the final 30 seconds where they absolutely need everything they can get. Ball just rattling around in their own corner. And Shylon, it's not going to be quite enough. J-Craft taking his time, however. And maybe something here for Edouard Montpetit, but not quite. It will be bouncing around their own half at the final 10 seconds or so. James Madison University going to find themselves up 2-0 at the conclusion of game number 2, and it came really off the pressure of that kickoff goal 10 seconds after that goal of the 2-minute mark or so. That kickoff goal really did put the pressure on the Lynx there.
So I feel like for this game, it was much better from JMU. They looked a lot more organized. We saw a lot of passing. Well, I think a lot of their passing plays never actually panned out for them. You saw the organization moving down the field. And I think that the speed picked up for them a lot more. They didn't let Edouard Montpetit stick around in this game for much longer. But I will say, on the other hand, that the goals that they scored, a few of them were very savable on the Lynx side, where they just kind of let these balls go in. Thinking of the ones coming off the sidewall where nobody goes up for it. They're open nets. And for Edouard Montpetit, it's just cleaning up the little things right now. And it makes a world of a difference. Maybe not on the offensive side of things, but you keep your scoreline down.
I agree with you. It definitely seemed like there were some holes in their overall defense. I actually was really impressed with some of their offensive capability. I think we saw some of the best dribbling and evasion getting upfield out of this team so far in the East. But one of the things I'm worried about is the overall speed. JMU comes out of the gate swinging, so Achieves, do you think that it's more that CGM slowing down, or is JMU speeding up?
I think the big difference is definitely JMU figured out what Edouard Montpetit was doing in that game number 1, and it just looks a little bit more coordinated. I'm not sure if the speed is a big difference, but the coordination is definitely there. As whenever Edouard Montpetit, like you said, gets on offense, it's definitely quality, and they can definitely put the pressure on, but it's just keeping that going has been their real downfall. So a chance at the start, a couple of chances actually again. JMU starting off game number 3 with more early pressure against the Lynx, but can they find a quality goal scoring opportunity? That touch might be it, and Kromsky pulls one away off the back wall. Missed the second touch, however, but J-Craft as well hands it away to the Lynx in the corner, and Shylon's way late to that ball. Kromsky and Hero Darkness in a tough spot, but again, Kromsky's had to make a tough couple of big saves, and he's done it well again here.
And we're seeing a lot of this play happen from the midfield line, the third man in the James Madison rotation, and Edouard Montpetit keep leaving their goal wide open, but they're lucking out right now. Nobody from the Dukes are actually taking shots, so there's no one there, or they're not getting in trouble on the saves. So for Edouard Montpetit, they have got to stay organized on defense because the net has been left open quite a few times. They just lucked out with no shots coming through.
But they are controlling the midfield boost currently, and they are able to push JMU back a little bit here. They will give a little ground. Kromsky needs a touch to space. J-Craft is right there for it and almost stealing it right back. Kromsky finally not able to get his mitts on a tough challenge. J-Craft through one, slow to the second, and it's pretty much free, but he took it away. Mr. Slothman was going to try and blast that one to the near post. Transfer back the other way. Back wall, Hero Darkness denied by Mr. Slothman. The Dukes hold firm, but it was a close call.
And that's a great play from the Lynx. That transition so quick to catch out that JMU defense. They only had to beat one guy, but they couldn't put the shot on target. Much better on offense.
Hero Darkness just missed a quality goal-scoring opportunity. Siege break through the other way. J-Craft only has 12 in the tank. He literally just drove forward to make Hero Darkness think he had him beat if he jumped, and it bought extra time. That is a heads-up play.
That's the mind game that you play, especially when you know a defender is struggling to get a read on the ball and the play in general. Those little mind games can buy you space and time.
But has it paid off here for the Dukes as they just lost possession in the midfield? Shylon stealing one away. The pass to the middle, though, left a bit to be desired, and Hero Darkness trying to keep the pressure going. Shylon figuring out if he wants to. He's decided late, though. And J-Craft, a Slothman, kicked up off the wall. Kromsky again, tough challenge. And Siege will try and keep things going for the Dukes, and stolen away in the midfield by Hero Darkness.
Those passing plays that we're seeing coming out from JMU really spread out the defense, especially towards the midfield line on the Lynx side. They're really struggling with these balls either going over their head or they're too spread out. That one's going to go right under, and the reactions from the death say it all. Siege comes flying through to put JMU on the board.
Yeah, Hero Darkness missed the first one, but
he did it backwards.
He did it backwards is right.
Siege came in and said, "Pardon me." I want to see some urgency out of CGM here. They're 2 minutes away from elimination in this overall tournament. They got to get some things going on offense, at the very least tie this up and get in overtime. Can they do it? That's the question.
Well, they've done a nice job getting pressure. They've got over onto the blue side of the field enough times. It's really just figuring out how to dig that ball out of the corner that's really come back to bite them here in game 3.
And they got to keep up with that speed of JMU. You see the passing plays again, always looking for each other in the midfield, and even if the pass doesn't even connect with the intended target, it makes a defender from Edouard Montpetit go for the ball and spread them out.
Siege with some space to work with, pass to the side and met by Hero Darkness. Mr. Slothman denied by Shylon in the corner, and a dribble opportunity, doesn't take it. Tips it towards the midfield line, and the Dukes regain possession. Shylon jumped a little early. It's going to cost so much of his boost, actually. And this could come back to haunt him here as he's only in the net with 20. He's got just enough, but the pressure again mounting for JMU here, and that is just going to slide in. Hero Darkness, oh my goodness. Kromsky got so fortunate he drives an Octane. If that's a Dominus or a Batmobile, it's in the net.
And that would have been one of the most unlucky goals I've ever seen, but JMU still pressing and trying to drop down the pass here is J-Craft, but that third man going back, Siege, still keeping the pressure on now with 30 seconds left. This is a game that is not out of the hands of Edouard Montpetit still. They can still come back as they finally transfer onto offense.
Soft lift from Hero Darkness in the midfield. There's Chilion, and he's got the double tap off the back wall. Edouard Montpetit not quite done.
Don't count CGM out yet. 23 seconds left. They find the opportunity. Shylon off the post. Spooky enough, we might have overtime on our hands.
What a fortunate bounce to have it come off the inside of the post and across the net. If that was just an inch to the left, it would have gone off the back wall straight back out.
So JMU gonna have to battle a bit more. They might have got him off the kickoff again, and Kromsky once more a solid defensive effort to keep the net clear. Final 5, J-Craft steals one away. He's got the boost to make him really think how to do it. Wants the flip reset, and that is not going to be able to get into the top of the net. JMU have to find their chances in OT.
I think that opportunity was pretty great right there, having that flip reset, but again, not able to connect and execute on it. A lot of space given up from Edouard Montpetit. Jay Madison taking advantage with passing or the solo plays that we just saw.
Off the side from Hero Darkness for Shylon, and Kromsky, 1-2 tap. We're going to game 4. A lovely 1-2 transition goal for the Lynx.
And they finally put something on target here moving downfield. We talk about the pressure that we wanted from Lynx, and they just never really seem to have shots on target. But like you said, a 1-2 pass is all it takes to break down the JMU defense, especially when they've been so committed on offense.
Lynx Esports definitely rallying back when they need to. Nice featherlight touches that just really seems to define the offense for CGM to me. Even there in overtime, it's just like a nice pass forward. Kromsky gets just the featherlight touch to get over the last defender to force out the next game in this series. I really like seeing their overall dribbling, but one of the things that concerned me is just they seem to play the game a very particular way. They like the dribbling, they like the evasive maneuvers going upfield, but I never really felt a sense of urgency. 2 minutes, they're facing elimination, and they're still just playing the game that they like to play. And I want to see more gears out of the team. Like they almost got knocked out of the tournament in that game, and they were still very much playing like that consistent style of play. Do you guys also notice, like, would you also want to see more urgency out of them?
There's two schools of thought on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you can either try and stretch yourself too thin, because think about how much Corelli was talking about. Edouard Montpetit already leave the net open a fair bit. They are already taking a lot of risks, so can you afford to take more to try and force something, or do you stick with what you've got? And those are really the two schools of thought on it.
Well, and it's about playing up to the speed of your opponent. JMU are just playing so much faster, and that's what really spreads the defense for Edouard Montpetit. They're kind of forcing themselves to make these plays that they simply just cannot right now. That's a shot coming down from Slothman, turned away by Shylon, but the pressure's still on here from JMU.
Shylon Siege actually going to turn aside that touch from him. J-Craft going to need a little help from Slothman in the middle. Under one. Tip forward. Nobody home for James Madison. And Edouard Montpetit trying to break out one more time as J-Craft just throws a wrench in it to not let it be for free. Nice touch.
That was 2 beat there from Shylon, but third defender coming in for JMU. The demo on J-Craft there. As the Lynx are finding themselves kind of locked in their end early in these games. It seems like JMU seem to have the upper hand when it comes to these kickoffs.
Hero Darkness not quite on an open net. J-Craft to turn aside, and Kromsky as well. A guy who's had to make tough challenge, tough save, tough save. Seems to be the guy you really got to get past if you want to score on the Lynx. Curious to see if he's able to continue that aggression here in game 4 in front of his net, as he almost had a second own goal right there.
Yeah, a little over-aggression coming in off your back wall, slamming your face into it. Often leads to pinches out towards the midfield, but here they come. Lynx trying to find the pass. This one actually skips off the back wall, looking for one more. The follow-up, nobody's there on the Lynx side. Hero Darkness now putting this on the back wall. You can see Slothman just locked inside of his net. He can't go, and finally JMU break out.
And Hero Darkness, I wonder how much boost he had in the tank there, because he definitely had everybody beat if he wanted to go for it. But he wanted help, maybe didn't have the resources, but nobody there from Edouard Montpetit. And we've talked about it a couple of times before. Strong offenses are offenses that are all on the same page and can really make sure everybody's ready to make a play. And currently,
Nobody's ready to make a play there.
The Lynx definitely tied up right now in front of their own net, but they are trying to find a way out. Nice bump from James Madison as they try and figure out how to get this ball out of the corner. Hero Darkness finally steals it away, and that will be kept aside. Mr. Slothman from the midfield.
And it's about just being that much faster for the Lynx. Everyone from JMU were committed on that play. Everyone was well past half field, and they have the ball looking at an open net, but they just cannot transition fast enough.
The Duke's not able to gain possession. Trying to delay the push up field by Edouard Montpetit in the midfield for a few seconds. J-Craft working with nothing, but Kromsky gives him the space, wants to flick to the back corner, and he is able to get there. A dangerous play to make, but they do pull it out, and they continue to battle for their game number 4.
Cannot give space to a team like the Dukes right now. They're using all of it with these passing plays, and they're trying to set something up, but here's Hero Darkness trying to set something up. It's Shylon drops it down and puts it away, and then Montpetit are on the board first.
Kind of out of nowhere as well. It's just a wonderful challenge from Hero Darkness, and Siege is caught rotating into the net from the opposite side, going to defend the near post, and it just skips right over his head. Just a quality challenge.
I just think CGM caught James Madison off guard. That was the first time this entire series it felt to me like there was a solid follow-up on a shot on goal. If they keep going back to that well, if they show that different dynamic to their offense, we could be looking at game number 5.
Well, I feel like in game number 4 here, both teams are struggling to kind of follow up these chances, especially balls bouncing in the box or across the net.
They wanted that demo on Kromsky. They knew if they got that dribble in a one-on-one, odds were good. Siege wants one hard off the side wall, but just doesn't quite find the right place on the wall. And now it's Hero Darkness. Up for Shylon, and not towards the net. Kept at bay by J-Craft. And here comes JMU back the other way. Kromsky, weak clear. Siege pressing the attack, needs help to get this one in, and they give him the space. And again, Kromsky, the man, diving, making tough stops in front of the net. And Corelli, you said, can't give him space. They keep finding ways out, and J-Craft has to make his own solid save in front of the line.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shylon was to turn away on that play on the defensive side of things, but they get out of it here with less than 30 seconds left. Edouard Montpetit trying to tie up this series, but JMU knocking on the door here. J-Craft with half boosts, looking for a pass out. He does, might dunk his teammate there, just past it. Siege has an open net, can't put it on target. Looking for one more, they got 10 seconds left. J-Craft trying to keep it alive. Shylon gets a great demo on Siege. 2 commit for JMU, and with 5 seconds left, Edouard Montpetit could put it away. Siege makes a huge save on his side.
Oh dear.
Now into 0-second time.
And the bump on J-Craft really gonna throw a big wrench on how James Madison break out. Siege, great control, and just took off the nose. Kromsky wasn't letting him get out there. It will indeed be a forced game number 5. Edouard Montpetit hang on just enough.
And I feel like for these last 2 games, well, actually, I would say in this game in particular, Lynx played a lot better. This is probably the best game that I've seen. I think in the game before this, in game number 3, JMU had a little struggle there, and it was a great overtime finish for the Lynx. But I think in this game in particular, might have been their best game, simply because while JMU had quite a few chances, they gave up a lot of space. Edouard Montpetit at least had the saves, at least made the defensive stops. Even when they weren't the most pretty, even when they were giving up so much space to JMU, they made it when it counted, and they put away a quality opportunity, and they win the game.
For me, this was for sure their best game in the overall series. Not only because just the overall gravity of the situation, you lose the game, you're out of the entire series. It just seemed that they were clicking on a whole different level. The one goal that they scored, it was off of one of the strongest follow-ups I think we've seen come out of them this entire series. And it was the Kromsky show. Being able to keep that lead, getting some of those clutch saves, like you said, it wasn't the prettiest thing, but it kept the ball out of the goal, and it keeps them in this series. They could go for the full reverse sweep here.
That is the one thing that you would like to see Edouard Montpetit minimize here in Game 5, though. You cannot keep giving space to JMU because you can't always rely on Kromsky to be there to pull you out of a tough spot.
And now if you're on the other side of things, if you're the Dukes, you think about a 2-series lead that you've had. And how do you capitalize here in game number 5? And I think it's all about keeping up the speed that they have and putting more shots on target. Maybe slowing down the offense of Edouard Montpetit. That might help a little bit as Shylon finds the back of the net. Discombobulation on the backfield for JMU in the first 30 seconds. Lynx are on the board.
Yeah, J-Craft was trying to position himself to deal, to cut off the pass if it came, but also be able to defend the net. And Shylon went right between both of those, and it just tied him right up.
This is the CGM that I was hoping to see in the earlier stages of the series. It seems like they're still very much playing their game, but they're playing it faster. Anytime they go for these strong follow-ups, the ball's pegging in the back of the net. If they can keep this up, they have the reverse sweep.
Siege to the midfield. Slothman first to it, but definitely catching a piece of it was Kromski. Slow ball to the middle. Mr. Slothman can't deal with a nasty hop, and it'll be Hero Darkness to tip it around. Follow through, and Kromski makes it 2-0. A couple of weird hops just destroy JMU.
This is actually a brilliant touch here from Hero Darkness. Instead of playing it across like everyone thought, he just let it go off the top of his car to the back wall, got a great bounce up to Kromski, be able to put it on target. That is a brilliant pass from Hero Darkness.
Edouard Montpetit are certainly feeling themselves right now. I commended their ability to dribble down the field, have some of these interesting touches. I don't think that was a mistake at all. I feel like that's something they've practiced, and it paid off for them big time there.
Definitely was a quality touch for sure from Hero Darkness, but crunch time for the Dukes. You've held early pressure. This is the first time all series long that they've found themselves down early. They're going to have to battle that. They haven't scored since the 2-minute mark of game 3. So can they break the drought? Here's a great chance. Siege, yes they can. Around the corner, nobody jumps for the Lynx, and they are justly punished.
Absolutely, and JMU, this is a pretty slow attack. You can see Hero Darkness kind of realize he's way too late to this ball, and Siege didn't even have a great takeoff there. He was on our screen as he scored the goal. Jumped way too early, but was able to kind of react as it came across the net and put it on target. But poor defense from Edouard Montpetit.
The execution could have been slightly improved, sure, but you can tell that that was the plan, to have Siege there in center. Once it comes across, sneak one past the defender. They were able to do that. Proof of concept, 3 minutes. We still have ourselves a series.
Transition for the Dukes gone awry again. Thwarted by who else but Kromski, and he's still making it tough to break out. Shylon blasts one off the crossbar and into the net. Edouard Montpetit reclaim a 2-goal lead.
And absolutely heating up here in games 4 and 5, and Kromski leading the charge. It was that win at the top of the ceiling there as it comes down to Shylon. All he's got to do as it comes down with that speed is put it on target, and he knocks it in. James Madison find themselves down by 2 now.
So much value to be had off of the follow-up. CGM, they're looking like a brand new team here at the back end. Game number 5. They have some solid insurance right now.
And if Siege found that touch, felt like it might have found the back of the net, and that one across goal mouth, turned aside by Mr. Slothman. But here comes Edouard Montpetit. Said we want to see more pressure. Well, we've got it here in game 5. Tack on another one. Kromski makes it 4-1.
Looking like a different team here as Shylon puts that one off the corner. It's really just the poor clear from Siege. You can see J-Craft also cheating up, which leaves just that open spot for the shot to come through. And Edouard Montpetit looking better and better as this game goes on and as this series has gone on.
2.5 minutes, still plenty of time for James Madison to turn it around, but you gotta feel like going up 3 this late into the game could very well be au revoir for James Madison.
Off the post, Slothman not able to get around it and force it towards net. Siege having to wait his turn here in the midfield. Challenge after challenge for J-Craft and gone well and truly awry. There's a nasty pinch right towards the top of the orange box. Siege a little bit late. Another hard read. Slothman needed help. Nobody home. And time continues to tick. Just past the 2-minute mark. 3 goals. A lot to ask for anybody in this much time.
And 2 minutes is...
It's plenty, but you need to score.
You need to score. And for Edouard Montpetit right now, in their mind, they're just trying to push the ball down the field. If the opportunity comes up, you take the shot, but never overcommit. You can see, look how far back Shylon is, almost to his own goal line there, as very conservative effort there from Edouard Montpetit. Very smart plays from them to keep their lead.
And a nasty kick off the top corner. Kromski reads it perfectly. 5-1.
Yeah, and that is a tough one to read coming off the top of the ceiling there, and Siege goes for it all off the back wall and almost gets the save there as the ball just scoots right under him. And now Lynx looking better and better, up 4 goals now here in Game 5.
How do you say boom shakalaka in French? That's what I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. But where was this team at the beginning of the series? They're all over James Madison right now. The offense is alive and well. One of the most explosive teams we've seen so far in the East.
And I think at this point, too, you're Game 5, you're down by 5 goals. I think there's a lot more tilt coming in for the Dukes.
Yeah.
As only just about a minute left in this game, and they're leaving the goal open. Mistakes are coming through now. Frustrations are showing, and Edouard Montpetit are going to walk, looking like they're going to walk through game number 5 here.
An absolute walk is right. And you feel like that tilt really came through at that right around the 3-minute mark, that 2:56 goal, because that was just after JMU cut the lead in half at about the 3.5-minute mark, and then just to have that lead go right back to 2 so quick really takes a lot out of you. And then of course 20 seconds later the 3-goal lead happened, and it just all broke down at that point. They almost get a 1-2 back the other way, but it slipped away from JMU. The full reverse sweep well and truly in order for Edouard Montpetit, and credit must be given because games 1, 2, 3, and 4, brilliant early pressure from the Dukes.
Yeah, absolutely. You look back at a few of these games, and it feels like for James Madison, they really should have closed out this series. But at this point, as you said, Edouard Montpetit heating up as this series has gone on and have looked so good.
In games 1 and 2, another goal's going to go in.
Why not?
Really put the exclamation point on this one. In games 1 and 2, we were commending James Madison's ability to play Rocket League at a faster pace than their opponents. So I guess my question at this stage is it that CGM caught up to them in speed, or did James Madison start to fall off?
Well, I think that for a couple of these games, I think that Edouard Montpetit kind of snuck in a few goals. They took away their first game in less than stellar fashion. It was more of a mistake coming out from JMU and letting Edouard Montpetit stay in this series. But I think that they got more comfortable with this James Madison team and started to figure him out. It's not always about playing up to the speed, but more so about just beating your opponent. And that's exactly what the Lynx are going to do here against JMU.
Quality win. They hold them to 2 goals in games 3, 4, and 5, and a well-deserved win here for Lynx Esports. Well done, but JMU, they finally get on the stream. And Corelli, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Sorry, JMU.
We were talking about them going into this like maybe they've been flying under the radar. Maybe this is their time to shine. And Corelli, something that you pointed out was the concept of perhaps tilting, because there was still 2.5 minutes left, and the score was what I think 3 or 4-1.
4-1.
And the margin for exploration's over at that point. It's possible, but you have to have an attack plan. You have to say like, all right,
you gotta go.
We send the ball down the field this way. We can get these goals. We have time. Even if we miss, we know what we need to do. It just seemed like they were still struggling for answers at a time where they needed to have that attack plan.
Well, it's always so tough at that point in the game. When you get a lead that expansive, like Corelli pointed it out, it's like you saw how far back they're willing to play. They know they don't have to stretch anymore. They're just like, all right, literally just don't mess up and we win this game. And that's exactly what they did. They closed it out well.
Yeah, and I feel like, too, we talk about tilt for JMU. After game number 3, it felt like, you know, at Montpetit, they get away with a win here, and it's always in the back of your mind as a competitor. You look back and you say, okay, is it starting? Are we going to get reverse swept? And it happens here for JMU.
Single elimination, that is going to be the end of the run for JMU. Let's take a look at the bracket as we see CGM advance forward. They await now the victors of Northeastern and Pennsylvania. That is going to be an interesting matchup in its own right. CGM, they definitely have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, that's actually a really tough matchup, really, between both of those teams. Of course, Northeastern is our CRL Season 1 champions, and while their roster is one person different here in this season, still definitely a strong team here in the East region. So I'm excited to really see that matchup because, again, I want to see success of an old CRL Season 1 champion at this point, but I love seeing Pennsylvania coming through as well.
The newcomers have definitely been showing up. Let's see what you guys had to say in Twitch chat. See if you were accurate, able to keep the old streak alive. 54% over to JMU. Going into game number 3, I would have been right there with you, but CGM said, don't count us out yet. We can pull off that reverse sweep.
And they did it. I mean, what did they outscore them by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, so a +8 differential in the final 3 games. And you said it, Corelli. Did they figure them out? Yes.
We've seen late blooming newcomers over the course of this season definitely show up. CGM have definitely added themselves to that rank. I want to know what you guys have to say, though. Use hashtag CRL19. Ask us your questions. Send us your comments. Let us know how Corelli made it over here in California this week. Hot air balloon, you know.
He's on time.
Yeah.
He was on time.
I think it was a giraffe. Was it a giraffe?
It was a tricycle.
Oh, okay. It was a
Okay.
tricycle. It was a tricycle. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more action.